Howdy folks, Amos Sunday Soon. I've changed the name to this from Soon Sense to Soon, but anyway. Today's show is delving into the past a little bit. Recent past gathered, but the past anyway. May have heard me talk before how I've been to Canberra and stuff like that. Well, I've since found out that a lot of the people in, shall we say, the project movement have moved to found a new Facebook-like site called Project Matilda. And I'm going to be uploading this show to Project Matilda, and hopefully a lot of the other people in the protest movement might be able to see it, because I want to show some videos that I've shot down in Canberra. The Governor General was home at, in Canberra has been, you'll see the videos anyway. And so from Project Matilda, let me know what you think. Hey folks, the Governor General's house across the water from, and we just thought I'd film today's proceedings. The Governor General's house over the water there. G'day folks, how you going?
Yeah, good mate, nice little setup you got there.
Oh, it's my little phone and I can sit. The battery runs out, I've got a backup camera, but
Still got people coming in.
That's the last song, mate. We did that the last one.
It's all hooked up with the schedule we have rolling today at the moment.
Got to do the schedule.
Got to stick by the rules.
the schedule or schedule?
Silly, weren't we? You should always start with a chicken song,
You'd think.
you'd think. Captain Philippe doing the job on the front line.
Super mega lava man.
Chose to come to the front and not the back, so like a fine young lad.
Yeah. You had the options of going doing anything today, and today was go and visit Dan at the Governor General's.
Yeah, I needed a little offside.
And there's the place, guys. That's the Governor General's house. Wonder if you can hear us. Yeah. Yes. Wonder if he's on the list. One of the 28, maybe?
What, here comes Steve and Pam. Whoa, what was that? What was that?
Yeah, there's never no idea.
Give him a crazy frog. Go ding ding. Give him a ding 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 ding. Go on. Good luck with that.
Alright folks, it'll get it together shortly.
I'll take it back and get ready for today's show.
It's quite an important thing that's happening down in Canberra. And these guys are doing this every day.
Everyone's back. We're here. We're still waiting for you to do your job, David Hurley.
February or something.
wood, as the bark off it, as cork. There's cork trees. Right, everyone's here. Thank you everyone for coming again today and putting up with the weather for a very important cause to expose the 28 names that Governor General is protecting as identified by the Wood Royal Commission. If we could please move forward, be upstanding, remove headdress, and we'll get on with today's proclamation of the Governor General. And one day closer to victory, we pray. Yep. Express that one. Stand fast! They went with sons in the battle. They were young. Straight of limb, cruise, steady, and a glow. They were staunch to the end against odds uncounted. They fell with their faces to the foe. They shall not grow old, and neither left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We
We will remember them. forget. Yeah, I don't know if
David Hurley,
anyone can hear this.
as
but,
Governor General of
type
this
something in the
nation,
Twitch chat room.
this letter is a direct appeal to every growing cohort of Australian men and women, both here and at home. We call on you to action upon the findings of the police report tabled at the Woods Royal Commission in 1995 to 1997. It was deemed out of the scope of the Woods Royal Commission. As catalogued the Police Integrity Commission, resulted in a 90-year suppression order containing 28 names of alleged panels of prominent stature, including judges, government officials, an ex-Prime Minister, and others fighting enough. And now our Australian Parliament, and now has made no attempt to undo this 90-year suppression order. In fact, the fact there is a suppression order for the supposed safety and well-being of the population is unacceptable. And when this is looked up, they say there is no suppression order. Well, Senator Paul Heffernan in 2015, while you were Governor of New South Wales, had a copy of this report. And you can see the disgust on his face when he sat in front of the Senate Legal and Constitution and Legislation Committee meeting and was even given the time of other senators. So he had time to voice his concerns and delivered the same request for the same findings to be released to the public. He didn't have the phone book in his hand. You could see the disgust on his face. And as the Senator stated, it's not so much the secret that's the problem. It's when a group of people such as the 28 on the police report tabled at the Woods Royal Commission keep each other's secrets. And now the Australian Parliament and Government and yourself do the same. Further into his appeal, he quoted the Judge of the Day. The judge said, we do not revisit that issue because the public would lose confidence in the judiciary. Why did he say we decided not to? The judge says he, or me, or I, not we. Governor General, how can you justify the 90-year suppression order on the police report from the Woods Royal Commission, given that the Australian taxpayers paid out roughly $64 million on this case? We have the right to full disclosure of this investigation because we paid for it. And therefore, exceptional job of those people. Okay, to hide themselves. 26 now. And according to the AFP, 68 children a day. 25,000 a year. That would make over 500,000 since 95. And we have stood each week since August 30, 2021 at Government House in Queensland and lately daily at Government House in Queensland. We have been here since the 7th of February, daily. And in New Zealand, they've been there for over 250 days, daily, in front of their Governor General. And still, you refuse to acknowledge we are either real victims, family members of victims, or friends of victims in the appalling industry of child trafficking or pedophilia. Governor General, We the people require the individual honourable the position of Governor-General to uphold the requirements of the office of Governor-General and stand for the people. This is an issue that people are not happy with, Governor-General. Reveal the 28, unsuppress the other 61 suppression orders, one with 800 cases of child molestation in government facilities. And we also inquire why the Governor-General has not stepped forward in the obvious politicisation of the police force in the inhibiting of peaceful political protests in multiple locations all over Australia. Parliament Lawn, if you are recognised as a peaceful political protester, you are not allowed into Parliament or even into AAA. But if you are a Black Lives Matter or women's rights or anything of the others, climate change, you can go there. Why is this so? Peaceful political protest is a right by Commonwealth law. 1995 Criminal Code Act, 83.4, Section 1, gives us the right to peacefully politically protest because we are a democratic society and people need to know of political issues so they can make their own mind up. And a lot of Australians have made their mind up. They are not happy with the political process. It is a protected right of all Australians to have this right to peacefully politically protest. Let it be up to the Australian citizens to determine their level of confidence in police, the judiciary system, Parliament, and now yourself on this matter.
No confidence.
Yours sincerely, concerned men and women of Australia.
Gee, I wonder if he'll notice this time. I somewhat doubt it, but we've got to keep on trying.
I'm not really speaking to the Governor-General, so I won't shout. My background is in social work. I haven't worked in it for a number of years, but that's my training and that's my background. Now, one of the hardest things for people to do is when they have been abused, is to come out and tell someone that they've been abused. Because they fear not being believed. That is the primary one thing they fear, that if they disclose what has happened to them, that nobody will believe them. And often when they do speak, especially as children, they're told that they're making things up, or you've got a wild imagination. Often these things get hidden for many, many years until they are brave enough and are forced to have a crisis in their lives, and they're forced to confront this issue again. And when they find someone who believes them, start their journey of healing. So I say to all the people out there on the live streams, people who are going to hear my voice, someone out there will believe you, so speak. Address this issue. Now, we have a culture where it's taboo to talk about pedophilia, especially in the higher levels and in the higher levels of society in general. We cover it up, we hide it, but the pain and the trauma still festers within us and manifests in many ways that we don't do the crime that initially perpetrated it. Now, I have written to one of my senators, Alex Antic, about this Exposure 28. He's a good guy, I thought. He's replied to emails that I've written before. They haven't been robotic replies. They've been like a normal person would be talking to you, unlike many of the other letters that I've received. But this Exposure 28, I've written, my husband has written, and you just hear crickets. Now, we as a country have to start to deal with the issue of pedophilia, sex trafficking, abuse, in all its forms. We have to get open dialogue happening. And what happens when you don't get open dialogue happening about an issue is it continues, and it continues like a cancer to eat away at society. And I've quite frankly had a gutful. We need to talk about this. Maybe our parliamentarians are not the first stop. Maybe they aren't the ones who are going to break it. But people out there, let's start talking about this. Let's be open about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about if you've been involved in it, if you've been a perpetrator, cut clean. It's time that we deal with this cancer in our society. We have to address it because it is causing untold mental health issues. Mental health issues don't just pop up from nowhere. There's often a deep trauma that has taken place. And let's start talking about it. Yes, we implore our politicians and our Governor General to do this, but we've got to look in our own nest. Are we talking about this? And are we believing people when they come forward to talk about what's going on? Now that's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Daniel.
I brought this up many times. It has to become a table conversation subject. Once it becomes that common, these people cannot hide in our community. If it's just spoken about, anytime, anywhere. I have heard so many stories of people coming forward who've been abused to their own parents, and their own parents, oh no, that wouldn't have happened from such and such. It can't happen. It can't be that question. And these people are telling their stories when they're in their 40s. So obviously they weren't continuing a lie from the younger age. There'll be occasions when the accusations will be misconstrued or whatever happened was misconstrued. But we still speak about it, and the situation at the time has to become normal conversation. People go, oh, I don't want to hear about that. That's not acceptable.
They do.
It's not acceptable. If someone talks about it, listen to them, talk to them, help them through it, help the whole situation, help the other person through it as well, whether they have to be prosecuted or heard in court or whatever. So be it. It's not okay. It's not acceptable to take freedoms away from anybody at any age, adult or child. It doesn't just happen at a child's age either. It happens all through. It doesn't just happen to ladies or girls or men or boys. It happens to everybody in society. It can happen. We've got to speak about it. We've got to just be able to bring it up at any stage, anywhere, as a conversation topic, without people going, oh, I don't want to hear about that. It should be, tell us more. Let us know. How can we help? That's the answer. Not, I don't want to hear about it. Yes, it is a subject which is comfortable for your mind. Even more reason why we should discuss it, not less reason. Because we know it is wrong, why it is uncomfortable for our mind to hear it. Because we know it should not exist in society at all. And I didn't realise how bad it was until I started trying this one subject. And then the amount of times I have heard stories from various people, I realised how bad this situation is and why there is such a bad cancer on our society. Because it just destroys people from the inside. And it is destroying our community, which means it's destroying the people that doesn't happen to. It's destroying them as well. It's not good enough that we don't talk about it. It's not good enough that we don't address it. And if it's not addressed acceptably the first time, then let's just bring it up again and again until we actually solve the issue or talk about it. No one should ever turn away from someone who brings the subject up. 2 cents worth.
Any other speakers today?
Well, that was quite a good movement. There is one more part to that video though, so it's another 6 minutes. So I'll play that and then we'll get back to you.
disappointed with the Governor-General. As a victim of the industry, it has haunted me at times, and it's affected my marriage, it's affected my mothering, it's even affected the way I deal with some people with my children because of the level of distrust I have people, because they just make you feel uncomfortable. And now it disgusts me that they're trying to normalise it, and that paedophilia is no longer a crime but a sexual orientation. I mean, what sort of planet are they on?
In that case, when I bury one, I'm gardening.
Yeah, that's right. It's not right. It's a disgusting, disgraceful thing that goes on. And as a child, I was told don't talk about it, apart from to the lady police officer who came to interview me as a 7-year-old. Yeah, that was the only time I was really allowed to talk about it. My parents didn't really want to know. And at times it has really messed with my head over the last years. I won't say how many, but for many years, it's really messed with my head. And it's really caused me issues, caused issues in our marriage. So it's not something that can just be forgotten and swept under the carpet. As you said, it is a cancer, it's a disgusting thing. And if anyone ever touched any of my grandchildren, they may never find their bodies. Never find them. And I just can't get over this fact now that you see this advertising out there that paedophilia is no longer a crime but a sexual orientation. That's just disgusting.
General, 28 names have been hidden. 28 names need to be known. Your perverts are perverting justice. They're hiding the names of their own. There's no cause worth fighting for more than for the sake of your children, the love of our families, and fighting for those who can't fight for themselves. Governor General, you've got to work today, and we're still here.
We're still here.
Going anywhere.
No, it's not, mate. We'll get to
Yeah, we're still here, they breathe it again. Don't know the rest, said again, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here, they breathe in the words, breaking the law, that time in the spirit, now we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here, they smash my car, hand up the yacht, but I'm out on battle, and I'm still here. They try so hard, we try not laugh. They turn my car, the next day's back in the same car park. These cops ain't smart, I'm about to drop this charge. Son, you watch, we take it back to the start. No D's, no titles, no trespass. Now we charge you, tables are turned, we can't be the truth. Hold these souls, hold the abuse. Nobody wanna got back, if we stop that. Yeah, who at the door, Mac with our. We want to storm, fire with the empty. 4 people gone, we moving, run back to the front lawn. Yeah, we're still here, still ain't got no fear. We won't run, still ain't shit, no team. The same time we still here. Is that all you got? We take on you, boss. We unite. You don't call the shots. Sovereign's in here all along. And they're still here. Yeah, they're still here. Return of the sovereign. They're still here. Yeah, they're still here. Yeah, they're still here. All the civilization, this and this, they're still here. Need your sport. For the new way these warriors fought. Hello, worry for the law. When Indian income war records. For the cut at the cancer. Yeah, that's what the plans are. Work with the elders, they get the law, we get the numbers. That is the answer. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never want to gap. Never want to my studios. No past them, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Don't need this chance. Time for the cats. Yeah, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Breaking the ways, breaking the law. That time we're still here. Now we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Let's smash the car. And let me up and around and down and I'm still here. They see us come. We see you run. Now we are one, free our daughters, free our sons. Get ahead and scared. Stop lying to bed, I'm there. Even we're gone, our spirit lives on there. We ain't going anywhere. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Never back. Never with my studios. We're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. They're ready to dance. Time with the dance. You keep saying camera, but we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Breaking the roads, breaking the law. That time we're still here. Now we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. Let's smash the car. I'm not be up with the man on bail, and I'm still here.
Well, folks, that was on the 6th of August this year, the Saturday, and I think that was quite powerful, the whole story sort of thing, and that's happening just about every day. I haven't spoken to the guys for a while, but I assume it's probably still happening. The next day, on the 7th, I actually read the proclamation and did the same thing, because I do the same thing every day. And but the sound wasn't too good, so I didn't play that one. But on that day, I don't know if you've seen a little kid running around there. He came up with this tune that he, well, talking about the courage of the Governor General and all the people that, you know. So I'll play this little clip. This is how long is it?
This is how the kids want to protest and activate with a chicken song.
Come on, there's a way. Gotta have some fun with it, folks. Well, that was the chook dance. It's pretty good. I thought it was very entertaining, so I thought I'd better share that one with you, because it's, you know, got to be having some fun somewhere, pretty dark sort of issues being spoke about in a couple of previous videos. But you might have noticed a couple of the speakers there, the ones that were yelling at their microphones, sort of thing. They're one's guy's called Phil, the other one's Dan. They're legends. These guys. They're just normal blokes that had come along and thought they needed to do this thing, and it needed to be done. And it's still being done now. So that day, after the chook thing, we went back to the bus and I had an attempt at interviewing the guys. And so there's another video, guys. This one's about 21 minutes. And well, let me know what you think of my interviewing style. And these are the guys that are, well worth listening to. That one, yes, that's it.
Then
Start
streaming.
the show.
Yes, of course we do.
They're going live.
Going live now. Howdy, folks. Amos,
What happened, Sean?
Sunday Soon Sense,
Trust me.
live from
By
Canberra.
Aileen.
And today, I have my special guest,
1, 2.
Phil, who was, if you watched some of the early shows, I had him on the show once and stuffed up the audio. So thought I'd get him live today. If you are in
Six months every day.
Right, yeah, 6 months. Well, there you go, folks.
Every single day for
looks
6
like the sound's
months,
disappeared.
we've protested the Governor General,
Back.
and we've asked him, among other things, to reveal the 28 people that Senator Bill Heffernan tried to get revealed. It was from the Woods Royal Commission. It was 28 high-profile pedophiles that were discovered. Part of that reasoning is if we can remove these people out of the governmental system, we will say it starts repairing the problems we have in the system, among other things. We all know that the system's got to go. Personally, I believe we'll need governance of some sort, by the people, for the people, not the bullshit they've got going at the moment. And we will need some sort of policing as well, but again, by the people, for the people. It's as easy as that. So I'm here just trying to help the rest of Australia become great again by making Australians great again.
Right, yeah. Yeah, well, if you would have seen me report yesterday, you'd see what happens every morning. And today, I helped out myself, and I'll upload that a bit later, and you can see what it's all about. Because it's really important, guys. And Phil here, his whole life's been turned upside down by several factors here and there, and he's just said enough's enough. So he's having a go, folks. And that's what you all should do. Have a go.
Yeah, just guys, just look around yourself and just realise the harm they've done with the community. You don't have to worry about vaccine mandates and vaccine harms and all that sort of stuff. A lot of us understand that's a great big problem as well. But all you got to do is look at the harm in general. The amount of businesses that are closed down, the amount of people that have, they're over the breadline. There's families living in cars. And these people go to the government for help, or the Centrelink or whatever they call it nowadays for help, and they're told you still have a car, live in that. What sort of community are we running here? Pedophiles that get their names suppressed and let off. It's happened just a couple of months ago here in Canberra. And then you look at the Aussie Cossack. I'm not saying that I support or don't support Aussie Cossack, but he brought a pedophile's name out. He's still in incarceration. He's going to be in incarceration for another 8 months. That pedophile's name was suppressed and it was released without any further prosecution back into the community where he committed the offence. So we've just got to wake up and sort these problems out.
Yeah, who's the criminals here, I wonder?
Who's the criminals, right?
Yeah. Okay, well, anything else you want to add to that, Phil?
No, man, just good to see you again. Thanks for the sourdough bread. It's always good for me. I love it. He makes a wild sourdough bread, guys. It's awesome. And thanks for coming down and reading the ode. And, reading the proclamation.
Yeah.
We'll keep going. We'll keep trying to solve this problem of government overreach, basically, you know. Once upon a time, we were governed by a few select rules which made 100% sense because they were good for the community. Now, we are told what we can do. We can go to the shops within 5 kilometres away. We can go outside for an hour to exercise. We can, you know, go and get a vaccine if we want to go into places. We can wear a mask if we want to. That's not governance, guys. That's not laws. That's control.
That's tyranny.
That's tyranny.
Mm.
And you can't comply your way out of tyranny, people. It only gets worse. It only gets more controlling.
Mm. Right. Thank you very much, Phil.
Thanks, mate.
And
Good to
very
see
shortly we're going to have another bloke in. Dan, if you want to...
I'll grab him and send him in for you.
No worries. Well,
I love this chair, by the way.
Yeah,
and
it's good
the
chair, really.
bus.
Yeah, I'm keeping it.
What? I thought you were donating it.
Well, I'll let you use it every now and then. Yeah, folks, I was wanting to get him onto the show for a while, sort of thing, and last time it didn't work. And this time, well, I'm not really sure because I'm not checking the streams or anything at the moment. I've played around. I don't know, is there a convos? You're going to let me... let's see the chats. If there's anyone in the chat room. Anyway, come in, Dan.
Come on in. I'm all out.
Yep,
Permission
you're
to come
allowed.
aboard, Captain.
Anyway.
Yeah, mate. Thank you for your invite.
All right. Good to see you, Dan.
Good to see you.
That's my little
logo. You have a backdrop. Very important.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, this is Dan.
Hey, I'll duck if I... Oh, this side.
There we go.
I'm geographically embarrassed.
Yeah, big gun. You take the pillows off. No, I didn't.
No, you're right, mate. No worries. Just happy to be here.
Okay, mate. Well, why are you here? How long have you been here? And what did you do beforehand?
Why am I here? The sanctity of children, first and foremost. For freedom, full disclosure of the truth, but then also to be able to be in a community like this, a tight group of people, and be able to act with each other and interact with each other and live with each other in a responsible, good way to show that we can handle the truth. We can handle the full disclosure of the truth. They can't be trusted anymore. And not only that, we can handle it and we'll do something about it. We can actually be trusted and we can govern ourselves. So that's the most important thing. So it's one thing asking for the sanctity of children, asking for exposure 28 names, asking for full disclosure of the truth. But we're also here to prove that we walk in a higher vision as people and we can handle it. They can't be trusted anymore. Give us full disclosure and let us deal with the problems and actually address the problems as they come up. So a bit of a long-winded thing, but it's more than that. It's challenging, mate.
That's right. And you're here every day. You're one of the foot soldiers, shall we say?
The resilient, relentless and steadfast and the people that have come, the high calibre of people. That's why we try and hold the higher vision and try to be the best people we can be, because the people that have come before us said, I'm walking in the footsteps of mighty men and women.
That's right.
Needless to say, our ancestors and the heritage we've been given. So,
and that's one of the reasons why you start with the ode in because let's face it, the Anzacs, not just the Anzacs, all soldiers before, they're basically a lot of their wars. Some people say are pointless anyway, but they did it for us, for our future, for our freedoms. And at the moment, the people who are running our country, they're not. We're not getting the freedoms that those people fought for. So
they're not even holding their memory befitting of what they've done, the wars they've fought and won for us. So they're not even holding their own personal qualities befitting of those before us. And that's the main thing. They're not even... man, I could go on for hours and I get sick of the sound of my own voice because I keep saying it every day down there. But they're acting in a way that's unbefitting. It's un-Australian. It's unbefitting of our spirit, our culture, our ancestors, the First Nation people. We have a higher vision than that. If anything, they're dragging us down.
Oh, they are.
They are.
Certainly.
And we're not taking it anymore. We believe we're better than that. And although we're coming out of a long time of deep deceit, I always think of it as many years of dream time, and now we've had a further 240 years of deep deceiving dreaming. We need to wake up from that. And we understand that all those wars that they've fought have actually almost been fictional, set up, a play for them to have their little game or to seek power or money and things like that. the war I fought in was with East Timor, one of the first troops on the ground there. Once again, that was a deceit. We went in there to give them independence, and I know that we did it. But Australia had alternate agendas there.
Yeah.
Well, not Australians, not the Australian people,
Yeah.
the government, the Rothschilds, the banks, and all the people that puppet them. And that was all for the oil, Iraq, they went in for the money, for the banks, the sovereign banks. I know it was the weapons of mass destruction and the oil, but the real reason was for the banks.
That was a wank, though, anyway, because they didn't find the weapons anyway. And even if they did have the weapons, guess where they got them from?
Themselves, like they handed them. I know. So we've got our own government funding the enemies that they're setting us up against. Like ISIS was another bloody big one. The head of
that was produced by the CIA, wasn't it?
Exactly, mate. And then the CIA is puppeting our government and these people who we've put into leadership positions. And they're actually mocking us.
Yeah.
They are. They're stuffing us and mocking us at the same time.
Yeah.
They think we're stupid. They think they're going to get away with it. So we here, the free people, Terra Australis, are holding them accountable.
Yes.
And at the same stage, we're trying to show a role model to everyone else to win them over to the cause, that we can be a higher vision of the people. We can handle the truth. And not only that, we will actually confront it and do something about it.
That's right. Yeah.
And that's
the system we got. The basic system, I think, democracy isn't too bad an idea.
It's not a bad idea,
but it's just not done properly.
It's not the highest form either.
No, that's right.
Yeah, but when you've got a government that's actually gone full out to disassemble what is the nuclear family and community, well, then we've got to come a long way back, because we need to get back to each other, ourselves, looking after our children. And it's easy to say, but when they won't be held accountable for our demands, won't even the elections are fraudulent. We have no freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is a fallacy. It's time to stand up. And, that's not easy. It's not easy, people. And our best asset are the people we're talking to here now, what I call the digital diggers on the webinets. They're one of our greatest assets, mate. So thank you for listening and tuning in. Like, share, and subscribe.
Share along, and I'll share it as much as I can, sort of thing. And it's up to you, folks. If you like it, if you think it's important, share it wherever. Like I'm only on various, like a few platforms, Twitch, YouTube. Everything gets archived on BitChute, but there's many other platforms that I'm not on. Telegram's another one. I'm on Telegram, but I haven't really worked that out yet. But please, if you like this show or any of my shows or any of the shows in the Canberra 22, what is it? I don't know.
Sorry, with the Freedom Front Canberra.
The Freedom
Front Canberra. You can look that up on YouTube. We're actually going live in the next day or so. We've met the requirements and the rules, so we're going live. So and I'll tune into yours and share and subscribe and share it around. But
send me some details.
Because we keep coming back to the conundrum where we're all awake now. We all see it, but we're still needing to win and awake the people. We need more people here. We're powerless until the people make a stand. That
first weekend in Canberra where they brought out the LRADs or whatever sort of thing.
I know,
I arrived the Monday after that, and I actually saw a lot of the people, and I filmed a few people with burns and things like that. And
they were still suffering from it.
Yeah, that's right.
And the government turned weapons on its peaceful protesters.
And they said, well, there's 10,000 people here. Yeah, like I've heard views from 1 to 2 million, or
there was millions here. The police are at the stage. If the people had rocked up the Parliament lawn, the Parliament House, they would have just stepped aside and let us in. They were ready to do that then. But now we've got more fear and control to control the people.
We're at war, folks.
We're at war. As soon as you realise that we're at war, you will see the enemy. And it's quite clearly there. It's an unconstitutional government, an unholy Vatican, and a criminal crown, let alone the Rothschilds, the banks, the CIAs, and then all the big tech, big pharma, and all the rest of it.
And we are, besides them, we are the majority. There's more of us than them. We've just got to learn to stand up, unite, and...
We are the plan. We are the answer. Everyone. All of us.
Correct.
So, I've come from WA. My name is Daniel Vincent. I'm from WA. And I chose to give a care. I didn't read the book, 1,000 Ways Not to Give a Fuck. I chose to give a shit. And I'm here with people who choose to care about the sanctity of children and freedom. I'm a pastry chef by trade.
Oh, yeah.
About 6 years in the military with the 5th 7th Battalion Royal Australian Regiment, infantry. Deployed to East Timor to help them claim their independence. I did 8 years with Coast Watch Aircraft, servicing the Coast Watch contract, the children overboard, that sort of incidents. When I finished in 2008, our waters were clean. No illegal fishermen, illegal immigrants, everything was clean. Policy. Kevin Rudd comes in, they said waters open again. But it's policy. They can fix this, mate. They're just choosing not to. It's all by design. And then after that, I've spent. I went back to the Kimberley Fitzroy Crossing, where I worked with Marrawarra Aboriginal Corporation, managing 32 Aboriginal communities, 5 different language groups in the heart of Kimberley, and that was, once again, it was a pleasure to be there. I learned so much. I love the people. But once again, you see those people oppressed by bad policy and by design.
And by design.
And then actually disunified and pitted against another.
Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer. So I understand the people that have done mistakes, and we quite sometimes in the Kimberley and in the country, they quite clearly say it's the white man's fault. I'm here to say, yes, they are at fault, but it's no longer the white man. We can quite clearly see the enemy insurged, the enemy embedded, the belligerent enemy taking actions against us or no action at all to disunify us. So as soon as we can realise that, we can come together as a nation and actually zone in and take them out, mate. It's time for them to stand down. Fraudulent elections, sanctity of children. I mean, we could go on for ages. The COVID, the vaccine.
And it's not just here either.
No.
It's like Australia's a small fry, really.
We are. It's happening global at the moment.
And it is globally. Like
the news is hiding everything from the people. Yeah.
And let's just don't listen to the media, folks.
Here's the media now. This is the real media.
We are the new media.
And Amos, thank you for coming to the front and joining with us in something that's such a worthy cause to fight for children and freedom, and how we value our family, our women, and our community, and our love for country. So
thank you.
You came here and did it. So thank you, mate. You are the news now. You are the investigative reporter here on the Freedom Front in Canberra, going live on YouTube in coming days.
Yep. Thank you very much.
I love you, mate. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for bringing the good stuff.
No worries, mate.
God bless you all out there. Go forth and conquer digital diggers on the webinets. I do love you, and we do win.
Much love, no fear. As my friend says. Okay, thanks
have
very
a cup
much,
of
mate.
coffee. Love you.
Talk to you later. Well,
thanks.
That for me first.
That hit you on the way out.
All right, mate. Well, that was my first attempt at, not first attempt, but serious attempt at some proper media work. And this is what I'm going to do as much as I possibly can. Hopefully you can join in by sharing it. If you've got some idea, if you want to be on my show, by all means, come and join me. Just send me a message through YouTube or Twitter. Not Twitter, Twitch. Sorry, I got a Twitch. Twitch is a great little program. It's sort of like YouTube, but without not as much censorship. I've spoke about it before. Your mate DK, he's on Twitch. Actually, I should. I'm here. What time is it? 11:44. It's not midday yet. I've got to get back to back home today. I've got to go to work tonight, and I don't really want to go. I'll be able to stay here for another day. I wonder if the bosses understand. Probably would anyway. Let's see if I can find something. Oh, wait, you.
Well, that's enough of that, folks. That was just an old show that I did back on the 7th of August, and as you can see, it was quite I enjoyed doing it anyway, and I'll hopefully be doing it again. Got to put a different sign up for a change. VB is a good stepping stone to Guinness. There's a bit of story behind that. Do you want to hear it? Do you have a choice? Me and a mate were up at Bush. It was starts with a G anyway. And we were at a bowls tournament, and he had his pet Jacko, the bird there. You know, he's a pet of his, on his shoulder and all the time. Top bloke Baz. Anyway, I had the schooner of Guinness, and Barry had his schooner of VB, and put the bird down on the counter and hopped up on the... had a bit of a taste of the VB, didn't like that. Hopped up on top of the VB and started drinking my Guinness. Clearly bird. Anyway, enough about the alcohol. That was Sunday Soon Sense, or now to be called Amos Sunday soon, because the sense never really made sense, did it? So anyway, I'm going to wrap up the show now. This will be shared. It didn't go through YouTube again. Funny about that. And I'll upload it to YouTube, and I'm going to upload it to a site called Matilda TV. I'll should be able to bring a image up of that's Matilda. It's their like TV site. It's a lot of guys from the alternative media. Guru, this guy Guru, he's a bit of a legend. We're going to chuck it on for a minute, see what happens. Play. Press play. Is it working? I can hear it.
Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research, because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. Right, we're not going to Matilda. All right, good evening, people. Sorry about that in the background. We just found out we're not going out to Project Matilda at the moment. Sorry, we'll see if we can get something done on that in the background. But yeah, how you going? What have they done to our Facebook, guys? G'day. Sorry, viewers. Yeah, one of them nights. What have they done to our Facebook? I'm having so much trouble using Facebook. They've moved all my pages around. Like, I am just having, thanks, John, for the shirts. We've got to try and get them on screen tonight. Yeah, I'm having a lot of trouble using my my actual Facebook, folks. They've just changed everything around here. I'm wondering if everyone's copping the same thing, because yeah, for me, it's confusing. I get stuck in how do I get to do things, and I get told I do them in roundabout ways and not the right way, but I get stuck in a mode, and then they move it all on me, and I'm gone. I can't even share the show out like I usually do in the intro. But anyway, all right, we're having a Kazza. How you going?
Good. No, I'm not on tonight. These guys are on.
Oh, you're not. That's right. But I'm bringing. Okay, you're going back. Yeah.
It's on Project Matilda.
It's on Project Matilda. All right, that's what I was going to get an update on, Kaz. It's going out there. Righto, she's out. Glenn's in. Amanda's in. Yeah, well, they leave the production to me, Glenn. You know, it's just free for all, mate. Whatever happens, happens.
Come on, mate. You can do it. You got big shoulders.
All right. So, how are you guys going in what we all three of us do? All three of us sort of do something similar here, don't we? You know, try and get out the truth and, wake people up to what's going so we can get a heap of people together and stand up and do this thing. So how have you been going out there, Glenn?
Yeah, been going pretty good. Fighting a few court battles with a few people and helping a few people out sort of thing, translating, as we call it. So I've been doing a lot of frontline work as well too there, Dave. You're probably aware of some of the stuff that we've been up to, but yeah. So there's more of a battle than just sharing the truth. There's also another battle going on at the moment where a lot of these coppers are out of their code, just doing what they want. So not to get into the too serious side of things tonight because it's a bit of a fun night. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, and Amanda, how you going? You've been to Colac and back again, and how's things with you? Going all right, Dom? Ready for
everything's been going great. So we went down. We followed the Billboard Battalion down to Colac and seen their protest, which we're actually quite impressed. We got some feedback from some locals already. The entire town's been talking about it. Did you see all the people standing there with signs, which is really good.
Unreal.
And yeah, then we went out to the Corrook Theatre the next day for a common law presentation. I think it was almost kind of like a meeting, but it was set in that kind of way. It was at the Corrook Theatre, and we had Spiros talking there and a few of the common law crowd. So that was actually quite interesting, and that's gotten a lot of interest from the people that have watched that online as well. So there's been so much going on around the area. It's not funny. Like Tammy Jane's been run off her feet with Mission to Melbourne. There's been a lot of questions about accommodation and that. And at the moment, it seems to be that everyone's booking accommodation or trying to source people that they know in the area or seeing if farmers will let them camp on their land at the moment.
Well, the week lead up, we'll just have to keep our eye on it. But yeah, the lead up next week will be interesting to see what's happening day by day and what the build up is. And yeah, we'll keep our eye on it. But yeah, folks, we thought that we'd put on another bit of a humorous night, okay? Because we've got Kaz has been accumulating. I've been sending a couple over, but yeah, Kaz has been accumulating these clips for us, and we just thought it was probably time to have another laugh, okay, because the last one went really good, and then we'll cut this up into a few small ones. So get it shared out, folks. But, to start the night, okay, we got a Canadian high school says it's illegal to criticise a transgender teacher with Hughes prosthetic breasts as it claims disturbed students are skipping their classes and school board is refusing to address parents' concerns. So, How
many times a day do you reckon that she's gotten the question from a teenage boy going, can I feel them to see if they're real?
Mate. I just, this is just the stupidity of where we're going to. Look at the boundaries they're setting. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like...
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Absolutely beyond joke.
Okay, so I think I've got to do it from here. Yeah, do. Righto, okay. So experts say not including pronouns in your bio email signature is a sign of bigotry. So what do you reckon about that, guys?
Who are these experts, man?